Well, viewers, top story for today. First, the Hanuman Chalisa, then school textbooks, and now temples. The Karnataka government's approval of Hindu religious institutions and charitable endowments amendment bill has set a cat among the pigeons. The controversial provisions in the bill permit non-Hindus to be a part of the temple management in composite institutions. The bill's section 25 subclause allows the appointment of committee members from both Hindu and other religions. Additionally, the amendment mandates that temples with income between 10 lakh to 1 crore will now have to contribute 5% to the common pool fund, and those surpassing 1 crore earnings will have to contribute 10% to the common pool fund. Now, mind you, the same existed earlier, but of course under different slabs. The BJP has slammed the Siddaramaiah government, accusing them of undue interference and linking the move to the Jaziya tax. Firstly, let's listen in to what the BJP charge here is.
ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಸಂಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಶ್ರೀಮಂತ ದೇವಾಲಯಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಕನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಲಹೆನ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ ಹಣಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನ ಹಾಕೋದ್ರ ಬದಲು ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧ ಮುಂದೆನೆ ಒಂದು ಹುಂಡಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸರ್ಕಾರ ನಡೆಸಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಣಕಾಸಿನ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದ ಮುಂದೆನೆ ಒಂದು ಹುಂಡಿಯನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಬಂದಂತ ದಾನಿಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ದಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ.
कांग्रेस का ये आदेश मुगल राज के जजिया की याद करा रहा है. किस तरह सनातन हिंदू धर्म मंदिर रोके जाएं, उन पर अपमान किया जाए, हर समय इसी प्रयास में कांग्रेस का नेतृत्व लगा रहता है. अरे मंदिरों के रखरखाव पर कुछ देने की बजाय, उनके प्रबंधन को सही करने के लिए कुछ सहयोग की बजाय, मंदिरों के चढ़ावे पर कर्नाटका की कांग्रेस की सरकार 10% जजिया लगा रही. दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है. और ये आदेश देश की आजादी के बाद का सबसे बड़ा काला आदेश है.
Now, meanwhile, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and the Congress party accused the BJP of misleading and polarizing people, clarifying that the common pool fund money has only been used for Hindu places of worship. On the other hand, Muslim Minister Ramlinga Reddy has even clarified that the provision on non-Hindu temples on boards is applicable to just 2 composite institutions, and one of them, the Baba Budangiri, the BJP itself had appointed a non-Hindu there. This also, of course, applies to the Bhutaraya Chaudeshwari temple as well. So we spoke to the Congress leaders, we spoke to the Muslim minister. Here's their reaction to this entire controversy.
Hindu Religious Act. For this act in 2011, who was Chief Minister? Yediyurappa or Sadanandagoda. They brought some amendments. According to that amendment, in 2011, they started collecting money from B and C, D, A grade temples. This is not ours. This is BJP government bill. Only in 2 temples. One is Baba Budangiri. In BJP government, they nominated one Muslim. Why they nominated? And second one is Chaudeshwari, Sadat Ali Dargah. Only 2 temples. For both 2 temples, even BJP government nominated Muslims. They don't have any business now. They are in opposition. They want to bring a bad name. That's why all those people are doing like this.
Firstly, BJP should realize that what we are doing is actually for the benefit of the temples. And we have amended the act so that temples which were earning more than 25 lakh rupees were being charged 10% earlier. Even when the BJP government was there, 10% was being taken by the Muzrai department. So I don't know what Mr. BJP is trying to mislead the people over here. This money is going to be used for the low C grade temples so that we can develop those temples. And this act was there even when BJP was there. So if BJP is so cut up about this, why did they not repeal this act when they were in power for so many years? They repealed these acts anywhere else. That the BJP state president and the BJP are misleading and lying to the people that we are doing something. In fact, they are completely hypocritical. Everywhere they're trying to find a communal angle to everything.
This bill was was first brought in by the BJP government. So let them actually tell what they have done in the last they were in power for 4.5 years. Let them give out a list of what all they have done for the Hindus, no? They had a big issue with the Hanuman flag being brought down and the Indian flag being hoisted in Mandya. What did they do for Anjanadri hill, where the birthplace of Hanuman? We gave 100 crores. When I was the social welfare minister, I started I gave land and money of over 5-6 acres, and we had envisioned close to 150 crore Ramayana museum. What did these people do? Why didn't they do? Why didn't they even have the courtesy to put up lay a foundation stone? So these people use Hindutva or the Hindu gods only when there is election. Otherwise, they really are not bothered.
The Karnataka Congress, headed by D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah, Rahul's handpicked a Karnataka Religious Endowments Bill. This money that has been given to the temples by Hindu devotees for the upkeep of the temple as a sign of their faith is in sense being looted by the government of Karnataka to feed and fund their various ATM requirements for the Congress. This is a government that has already in the first few months shown how crores and crores of rupees, hundreds, have been siphoned out and given to their contractors. And now the case that they are making to feed their corrupt politics and their appeasement politics is that Hindu devotees in Karnataka must give the money to the Karnataka Congress ATM machine.
Let's open this up. We'll have a host of guests joining us shortly. Right now, George Kurian, political analyst, is with us. Let me take this across to Mr. Kurian firstly, and of course the BJP too is expected to join very soon. Now, Mr. Kurian, when you look at these sort of charges that are being made, firstly, we've seen the defense come in from some of the Congress leaders. How do you really view this at this point in time? Because there is the bill from 2011, there is the bill from 2024, the amendment, of course, that has come in. When you see these comparisons, are you convinced that the BJP here is really firing the right guns?
Good evening to you and to your audience. Let me reiterate for the benefit of your audience that this allegations coming from the Bharatiya Janata Party and the BJP fold is not to be taken seriously or given any importance at this point in time, because they're just trying to polarize the entire thing for political gain as the elections are due anytime the general elections. Having said that, the allegations regarding the Karnataka government's amendment to the Hindu Religious Institutions and Charitable Endowment Bill appears to be misrepresented and misinterpreted for political gain. I strongly believe, and I second the statements that came from Dinesh Gundurao and Priyank with regards to the charges made by the Bharatiya Janata Party, because this act was already there. What the Congress government is doing at this point in time is that they're giving a relief to the institutions whose annual income doesn't exceed 10 lakhs. So, we are giving kind of a relief to those institutions, and at the same time, the Chief Minister, Mr. Siddaramaiah, has come on record and clarified that this amount, which is going to be collected in the common pool, is going to be used for Hindu institutions and charitable trust and for the Hindu community at large and for the upliftment. So there is no two ways about it. So I think that this is just going to, getting it polarized and misinterpreted as elections are due.
Okay, we have also Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda, who has just joined us. I'm going to take this across. Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda, not very sure, but you've heard some of the reactions of the Congress leaders. We played a little while earlier, but of course, you must have seen the reactions that have come in through the course of the day. And all of them are saying that the BJP is outrightly lying in this particular case. There is no way that any funds is being diverted. There is no comprehensive changes that have been brought in which need to be really raked up by the BJP in the manner that they have in comparison to the bill that was amended during the time of Mr. Yediyurappa or during the time of Mr. Sadananda Gowda in 2011. So I want to know clearly from the BJP what the exact charge right now is so that our viewers understand why the BJP is crying foul here.
Thank you, Deepak. Siddaramaiah-led BJP government is a sinking ship is already, because under the weight of his political obduracy, inconsistent attitude, his anti-Hindu stance, and he is doing the appeasement politics. He is not only in the guise of doing the appeasement politics, he himself turned into a personality of Tughlaq as he imposed his Jaziya tax. It is nothing less than a Jaziya tax that he has imposed on the Hindu religious endowments. It clearly shows the anti-Hindu stance. Time and again, Mr. Siddaramaiah is doing anti-Hindu politics, appeasement politics. The so-called champion of the secularism, the so-called champion of the social justice, is doing all these things totally unfortunate. And it is the new law of the appeasement politics. And people of Karnataka are now understanding that he is trying to polarize the entire Karnataka just for the sake of upcoming Lok Sabha elections.
Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda, I have allowed you for 30 seconds or more to answer this question, but you're not doing it directly. You can slam the government, you can say whatever you want after you give me clarity and the viewers clarity as to what the charge against the Congress party here is. In this new bill, the Karnataka Hindu Religious Institutions and Charitable Endowments Amendment Bill, what are the sections that you're opposing? What makes it anti-Hindu?
Because he has imposed tax on the Hindu religious endowments. Rather than doing this, as our state president has rightly pointed out, he should have put one hundi right in front of Vidhan Sabha so that people would donate the money and he could run the government using that. If he is intending to use the same money for the betterment of the Hindu people, it's well and good. Time and again, he is showing anti-Hindu stance, in particular anti-Okaliga stance. Now he has already diverted the money which has been reserved for the SC/ST communities, being used for the Muslim upliftment. This is once again the appeasement politics.
Well, again, we are going back. Again, we are going back. Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda, all that I want to understand is because there seems to be the biggest lacuna today that we are seeing through the course of the day is between what the BJP is saying and what the Congress is saying. I'm trying to reach a middle ground, try to understand from you, because there have been a lot of statements that have been made without a lot of clarity. The Congress is coming out and defending, saying, well, this is the bill of 2011, this is the bill of 2024, what is the difference? Now, you mentioned one particular point, and I'm going to read this out. I have the entire bill copy here in front of me because I wanted this clarity. You're talking about the taxing of the Hindu temples, and you're saying that this utilization of these funds is the question mark. Let me read it out. 10% of the gross income in respect of institutions whose gross annual income exceeds rupees 1 crore. And 5% of the gross income in respect of institutions whose gross annual income exceeds 10 lakh but does not exceed rupees 1 crore. That means that to the common pool fund, which of course is going to be with, again, this is not going to go to the government. They are again saying here very clearly that this fund will be with the temples and it will be used for, the common pool fund will be used for category C. But more importantly, let me come to the taxation itself that you're referring to. You're talking about over 1 crore if a temple is making, they'll be charged 10%. This is what the new amendment says. It also says if the temple is making between 10% and 1 crore, it will be 5%. Now, the previous bill, which also was under the BJP, this clause was that if any temple earns anything above 10 lakhs, they would be charged 10%. If they earn between 5 to 10 lakhs, they would be charged 5%. So this taxation was there even during the time of the BJP. So if you had a problem with taxing the temple, putting it in a common pool fund, why didn't the BJP object to it earlier is the question.
See, Siddaramaiah, ever since he came to power, he has been showing anti-Hindu stance. He has already misutilized the fund which has been reserved for the SC/ST communities for the Muslim upliftment. Now he is again doing the appeasement politics, particularly imposing the tax on the Hindu religious endowments. Now doing the same with respect to the Muslim endowments. Isn't it called appeasement politics?
That's precisely what I'm saying, that this taxation, only the slabs have been changed And in all likelihood, a temple which was earning 50 lakhs before would have been paying 10% under the BJP's amended
And
law.
we are also
But
and
now
we
a
are also
temple which earns
concerned
about
about its
50 lakhs
utility.
will only pay 5%, so they're paying lesser in that
See,
regard.
and
So
we are
you're
also
talking about the taxation, it was happening even during your time.
see, the intention of us was to do the upliftment of the Hindu welfareistic society, Hindu welfareistic schemes. Here, the Siddaramaiah government is not so sure. See, he is already he is already having a financial crunch after having exhausted so much money for reserve money which was there in the state government for all the mindless guarantees that which have been awfully or partly implemented. Now he is imposing the tax, and we are not so sure about its utility. That is our main concern is, and he's trying to polarize the entire society just for the sake of the elections. What was the necessary to do at this juncture? We rather expect him to do come out with a welfareistic scheme which is necessary and which is the need of the hour. Rather than doing this, he's pointing and he's targeting the Hindu society. That is not acceptable. That is where our concern lies in.
Okay, Mr. Kurian, you want to you want to really say anything about this? The BJP here is saying that the concern is where the funds will be utilized. There has been a clarification, of course, that has come in from the Chief Minister's office, from the Muzrai, department, and the Minister himself, that the endowment fund has always been used for the development of temples, and it will continue to be. So, whereas the question is their charge, but the BJP clearly says that the pattern or a sequence of events that they have seen does not give them the confidence really that the Congress will utilize it in the right manner.
Well, Deepak, let me, for the benefit of your audience, let me reiterate and reassure that the funds which are going to be generated into the common pool is going to be used for the Hindu religion and for the Hindu community at large. And there is no two ways about it for the renovation of temples and things like that. So it is in general the devotees' Astha. There is no question about Congress being anti-Hindu or anti-Hindu religion. This is nothing. It is only the slab which has changed. We have in fact given relief to the institution which were earning less amount of money with respect to donations and things like that. So it is in respect to that, we have given a relief only about 1 crore and about 10 lakh. Between 10 lakh and 1 crore, it's 5%, and above 1 crore, it's going to be 10%. So we have given, in short, we have given relief here. As you rightly said, if BJP was unsure about the entire thing, they could have repealed this law when they were in power. This is nothing but being hypocritical about the entire thing and just trying to blow this out of proportion and for political gains.
Okay, Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda, you want to respond to that? Because this is for political gain is the charge that the Congress has been repeatedly making. Because once again, I don't want you to get into rhetoric of saying that, the Congress is anti-Hindu, that it is appeasement. We've spoken about all of this. We've heard it out as well. But the viewers today would want to have some clarity about why the BJP is making this charge as well. Or are you just trying to, pick up some lines from the bill so that the people, may not read through it completely and try and believe what the BJP is trying to push here? Because there needs to be some sort of clarity as to what you're opposing. Because if there was a bill that existed during your time and there are certain clauses that you're raising objections to now which could have been changed during your regime as well and you didn't do it, what gives you the right to raise it up now and, create a controversy?
See, by being in a constitutional position, Siddaramaiah is expected to do some welfareistic developmental politics. Ever since he came to the power, time and again he is showing anti-Hindu stance, and everything in every piece of legislation he is making out, there is an anti-Hindu tenor and anti-Hindu attitude. So our major concern is to point out the fact that here everything is coming out is anti-Hindu. See, where are we pointing at is that the Muslim appeasement, in the guise of doing the Muslim appeasement, is totally forgetting the Hindu communities. Is time and again doing anti-Hindu and in particularly anti-Vokaliga stance. Recently, is one of the cabinet minister has pointed out that he has also spoken ill about our Vokaliga Rashtrakavi Kuvempu, and this is totally unacceptable. So, as we have clearly seen is modus operandi of this government, as we clearly seen is administrative temper, we are pointing out the fact that he is doing the appeasement politics. In the guise of doing it, he is turning himself into a Tughlaq. It is nothing short of a Jaziya tax. It is nothing short of a fraud. It is nothing short of an embezzlement.
Okay. But however, these are responses that are coming which sound more like rhetoric rather than direct replies. Here, Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin are not very convinced with the kind of arguments that have come in. But however, Mr. Kurian, I have about 1 minute left. I want a last response from you. How is the perception of the people, of course, can be somewhere tweaked in multiple ways when such issues are raised by multiple leaders, from tweets to social media clips to responses that have been coming in. Somewhere it feels like the BJP has driven the agenda to this particular issue. And do you feel that it's going to be disadvantage Congress party in any way because of this issue being raised up? Or do you feel that the Congress has done a good enough job to try and explain to the people about what the issue is and how they've really dealt with it?
Well, Deepak, ever since the Congress government led by Siddaramaiah in the state of Karnataka has come in the month of May, we have been up to our promises that we have made in our election manifesto, be it all the social schemes that we have been given to the people who require it for their livelihood. We also understand that because of high inflation and growing unemployment in the state and in the country post 2014, these things were mandatory and necessary to keep support the people who require it. And so I strongly believe that blowing this entire act or the tax slabs which have been changed by the Congress government are going to be changed is uncalled for, because this is, as I would reiterate for the benefit of your audience, that the amount that is going to come into the common pool is going to be used solely for Hindu religious purposes, for the renovation of the temples and charitable trust and upliftment of the Hindu community at large. So nothing about using these funds for other institutions or other religious institutions or other community. So let's be rest assured that the Congress government is truthful to the people of the state of Karnataka and to its people, and there is no two ways about it.
Okay, that's what Mr. Kurian had to say. But however, the BJP thinks otherwise. We've seen the Congress responses through the course of the day, of course, which justify the taxation and say that this is something that was done in the past. Just the kind of slabs in this scenario have been changed. As far as having a board member who's a non-Hindu in the composite institution, that too they have defended that. And overall, what they have tried to maintain here is that as far as the funds that are collected from the temples is concerned, it is going nowhere, is the defense from the Congress. The BJP, however, begs to differ, and they say that the Congress has taken an anti-Hindu stand and there are doubts over how these funds will be utilized. Now, we'll have to slip into a quick break. On that note, I'm thanking Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin and Mr. Kurian for speaking to us. On the other side, another debate coming up. Stay with Milana.